So Paul and I met in 1986. It was my first job out of college. He was the CFO of a petroleum company that I had gone to work for. And it's been a great relationship for a very long time.
I first met Paul after I became president of Baylor, which was in the summer of 2017. And it's just been a real joy for me personally to get to know Paul and Alejandra. They're lovely folks, and Paul is such a humble, generous, selfless person.
I first met Paul when I was recruited to come here to El Paso. And at the time, I have to admit, it was a little scary. And you ask yourself, what would draw you to an institution that's new and potentially risky? What I would say is it's the leaders that brought me here.
The thing about Paul that a lot of people figure out right away is he's a very positive person. He's a can-do guy, and that's why people want to be associated with him. That's why they want to be part of what he's doing, is because there's just going to be a high level of success.
Paul Foster has not only motivated me, but many people, because the way he's contributed to his Baylor University, the Paul Foster School of Business, and also he served as a regent for the University of Texas system. He's also donated a great deal of money to the Texas Tech Medical School in El Paso, and I think he's just a giver, and he loves Texas very much.
He has never lost his sense of humanity and compassion for every single person that he comes across. It doesn't matter who they are, but he's always thinking of others before himself. He's a very generous and kind soul.
He does things for the community that many people don't know about. His desire is to serve the community, and in our particular community, we had a shortage of healthcare professionals. We had students that weren't going to health centers to get educated, and he also saw this as a big economic impact to the community. And in a very thoughtful and deliberate, incisive, but very humble way, Paul worked with others to bring the medical center here, which has dramatically changed our community and is actually having an impact globally as well.
He's not only giving resources, but I think the most precious thing we have, which is time. Participating in different boards that a couple have been a very strong commitment in time.
What Paul is the person, the very genuine person that treats people with a lot of respect, always has time for people. In the different organizations we've been together, that's always really important, to be able to connect with everybody in the organization and make everybody feel important. And I'd say that's one of his best attributes.
Well, Paul has been a significant person in the life of our university. We have the Foster Success Center that helps our students who have academic needs to get the counseling and support they need. The Foster Campus for Innovation and Business that really transformed the face and the learning experience of our business school students. We're opening in January the Paul and Alejandra Foster Basketball Pavilion, but I would say maybe the most significant thing that he and Alejandra have done in the life of this university is the Foster Academic Challenge. They did a challenge grant, contributed about $25 million to match endowed chairs. We were able to fund 14 academic chairs with that challenge. We had about 3 when that process started.
I thought business just came easy to Paul, so I asked him about the time that he really founded Western Refining. And he remarked that he had to get a loan from the bank to buy his partners out. And I said, well, how easy was that? He said, well, not too easy. I said, 5 banks, 10 banks, 20 banks? How many banks did you talk to, Paul? He said, well, the 126 told me yes. And I said, Paul, you're kidding. He said, no, 125 banks turned me down. I said, Paul, at what point did you think this isn't going to work out? And he said, Rick, never crossed my mind.
So Paul, early on, has always been willing to do stuff in the community, locally, and the state. And one time, Paul came to me and said, hey, I've been asked to be on the border regions of Texas. And I said, Paul, why would you do that? Because you went to Baylor, you have no association with the University of Texas. And he said, Jeff, it's really about UTEP and making sure that UTEP, part of the UT system, is represented. And when you get to know Paul, almost everything he does in his community service, whether it's state or local, it's about making El Paso a better place, and he certainly has. So Paul, congratulations, it's well deserved.
Paul, congratulations. We're so proud of you and so thankful for the many ways you make a difference in our lives.
Paul, congratulations. This is well deserved, and thank you so much for what you've done for Texas.
Paul, we're not surprised you're receiving this award. It's one of many you've received, but we're very proud of you. And more importantly, we're proud to be called the Paul L. Foster School of Medicine because of your service, your leadership, your commitment, and your integrity. Congratulations, Paul.
Felicidades, Pablo. You are the love of my life.